today I'm doing something a little bit out of character, and I'm sharing with you one of my deep dark secrets. Sometimes I bake with a cake mix from a box, but nobody has ever guessed that this cake is a box cake, and today I'm going to show you why. Hi, I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful strawberry cake topped with gorgeous fresh strawberries that actually came from a box but tastes like a bakery. I haven't done a baking tutorial for a while, but when Fresh Farms brought me these gorgeous fresh strawberries, fresh from Florida, I knew now was the time to share the secrets behind my strawberry cake. But now back to that deep dark secret. If you know me or you watch any of my video tutorials, you know that I pride myself on making extravagant and complicated desserts. And this box cake is anything but complicated. But I make it all the time, everybody loves it, and nobody has any idea that I'm starting with a box. Well, until now, I guess now you all know that I'm starting this cake with a box mix. And before we get started, if you like this video today, consider subscribing to my channel right now before you forget. I bring new tutorials and content every week that will help you DIY everything better. And if you came here for the fruit, drop me a comment below and let me know what fruit you want me to use in my next baking tutorial. Let's get started baking so I can show you all the tips and hacks I use to make this cake taste like it came from a bakery. So I'm going through and picking out all of the best strawberries to use as my decorations, and I'm also looking for some similar size smaller strawberries because I think that it's going to add a really delicate touch. These are famous Florida strawberries from Fresh Farms, which is I think also known to a lot of you as the Fruit Club, and I love them. I think they actually hand-pick these strawberries from the same farmer every year, which is probably why they are so good and so consistent. I don't think I've ever seen such perfect strawberries. They're juicy and sweet, and these strawberries could basically be little advertisements for strawberries. They're all perfect. Fresh Farms actually gave me these strawberries to use in this tutorial, but you can get them too. They actually ship all over the US, and I will drop a link in the description below. To bake this cake, I'm going to dump all of my ingredients into one bowl and mix it up. It seems like playing with baking fire a little bit to not care what order I put any of the ingredients in, but I guess box cakes are magic. So I'm going to start by just dumping this bag of cake mix right into my bowl. In order to make this cake taste even more like a bakery cake, I'm going to add an extra egg. The cake recipe calls for 3 eggs, but I'm going to add a 4th one. A lot of people will tell you that when you're trying to hack a box cake into a more bakery-like cake, you should swap out the water for milk. And normally I would agree with that, but this time I am going to swap it out with water infused with my strawberries. That's going to add an extra punch of strawberry flavor to my cake and make it even more amazing. So I've diced up some of my strawberries, and I'm going to fill up my pitcher with strawberries and water to infuse the water with that great strawberry flavor. Oftentimes when I'm making a box cake, I will also replace the oil with butter. I usually prefer butter to oil when I'm baking. I think it's a little bit of the French in me. But because butter is a solid at room temperature and oil is a liquid at room temperature, I think that sticking with the oil in this case is going to keep my cake a little bit more moist for longer, and I don't know when I'm going to serve it yet, so I'm going to go the oil route. But if you're making this cake to serve right away, go ahead and swap the oil out for the butter too. Now it's time for the best part. We're going to add our flavored water. It already smells so much like strawberries from here. I can't wait to see how it tastes in the cake. You might want to also think about adding some strawberry tea or something else to kick that flavor up a notch. But these strawberries are so flavorful that they're going to do the trick on their own. And one more hack to make your cake seem even more professional is to add a teaspoon of white wine vinegar to your batter. The white wine vinegar is going to help create a light and even crust on your cake, which is going to be perfect when it comes time to frost it. Just going to add 1 tablespoon to my cake. Now I'm ready to beat my ingredients together and pour the batter into my cake pans. Now I have my batter poured into my greased pans, And now I'm all ready to add my strawberries into my batter. Now you might notice that my cake pan looks a little bit smaller than what you might traditionally bake a cake in. Most people use an 8-inch round or a 9-inch round to bake their cakes. But I don't like how short and kind of stumpy those cakes look when they're done. So if I'm not doubling my recipe and I'm just using, in this case, the one box, I like to use 6-inch rounds because it's the same amount of cake, but I can get 3 thicker layers like this, so I can give the cake a little extra height and that grandeur I'm looking for. Now, of course, I have all these wonderful strawberries, and I need to do more with them than just flavor the water. So I'm going to be adding these strawberries that I've halved right into the batter. I'm going to just evenly distribute them, and they are going to bake up in the oven while the cake bakes perfectly. It's kind of like strawberry magic. My cakes are cold, and I've leveled them off with a serrated knife and stacked them with my homemade almond buttercream between each layer. To frost the outside, I'm doing a naked frosting technique, which basically just means that you don't worry about covering the entire cake with frosting, but instead go around the cake with some frosting, not caring about the crumbs, giving it a beautiful, sort of rustic appearance. And this is a really easy way to frost a cake without having to worry about all the frosting being perfectly smooth. I will post my buttercream frosting recipe in the comments of this video, and of course you can find more information on my website, aloeplum.com. To finish off my cake, I'm simply going to fill a piping bag fitted with a large open star tip with my buttercream, and I'm going to go around the outside of my cake. Start from the outside and twirl your piping bag as you do each mound of frosting. To finish it off, I'm going to set one of these perfect strawberries evenly in the buttercream all the way around my cake. And here is my finished strawberry cake. It looks beautiful, and as a chef's treat, I did taste the part I cut off, and it's delicious too. If you liked this tutorial today, do me a favor and like the video too. That's all I have today, but I'll be back soon with another great tutorial. That's really good. I could have done a whole tutorial on just the strawberry water.